welcome back. Ho, ho, ho. John is off today, so it's me, Santa, filling in. I chose to identify as Naughty Santa today, so I'm washing down today's episode with a nice jug of Jack Daniels. And as I mentioned a little earlier, we are going to get super naughty on Christmas Eve by even having on naked guests. And many of you were terrified by what might happen when I said we'll have a naked guest later on, but fret not, my friends. This is a great gift from our booking team, and we are joined right now by the man himself, who weathers all the elements, whether rain or sleet or sail or snow. The naked cowboy is in Times Square naked, singing a song. How are you, my great patriot friend? Welcome to Liquid Lunch.
Great. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
So I saw you the other day in the snowstorm. You were out there nude in a little pair of skivvies. What do you do to the body to handle that type of cold? You put some petroleum jelly on there, or you just go raw dog?
I go all natural. The number one question I get is, are you cold? And I say, just my nipples, all three of them.
So many people in New York know you're a legend, you're an icon, and no one could question that you're probably one of the hardest working men on earth. Many people say to me, hey, JT, how does that naked cowboy guy make money? So I would assume the way you make songs up and the way you keep people happy, I would imagine that many people come by and maybe give you a little gratuity and thank you for what you're doing to make them feel better?
Absolutely. Well, of course, we have the virus now, and we've had a big, cut down in traffic. But on average, I was making about $150,000 a year for the last 22 years. But that's not even where I get my money. In fact, the first several years I worked in Times Square, I never even collected a tip. I expected to get endorsement deals. I was getting on TV every day, and I thought, well, I'm going to be famous, and I'd get endorsement deals. It took about, 15 years or so, because I've been with them. Whatever, I signed with a Blue Island Oyster Company a good 12, 15 years ago now. Naked Cowboy Oysters is the number one selling oyster in the country. They've sold in over 700 restaurants, all the casinos in Vegas, California. We have Naked Cowboy Scallops. We have Naked Cowgirl Oysters now because they're actually, Cowboy and Cowgirl is the same intellectual property. The Pacific Coast Oysters are the Naked Cowgirl.
Do we actually have a naked cowgirl?
There's several. My wife actually performs as a naked cowgirl. If you type in naked cowgirl, several of them will show up. Several that have been sued in federal court and been forced to put their pants back on.
Get dressed. You're no longer the naked cowgirl. Let me ask you this. I know, because of course I'm Santa, and up at the North Pole, we often regale ourselves by watching videos of your great performances in the street. And as I mentioned, not only are you a legend and an icon, you're always a very nice boy, and you always get the best treats from Santa. I love coming by. You've made almost $3 million by standing naked in Times Square with a cowboy hat and a guitar. What is your next move? You're an oyster king. You're the number one oyster sales in the world, in the country. What's your next move? Where can people find out more about how they can help the cowboy continue his efforts?
Well, I just got that question yesterday. What are you looking forward to in 2021? I mean, everything that has ever come to me has come as a result of just the basic ground up marketing of being out there in Times Square and connecting with people. You never know who you're going to meet. You take a picture, you tell them you're at the Naked Cowboy on Instagram as an example, and they happen to have 1 million fans, and you don't have near that many fans. They link collecting, and your numbers go through the roof. So for me, my basic enterprise is simply to do this. You know what I mean? So, but again, nakedcowboy.com, 866-99-NAKED. People call in for any number of things. We've done endorsements for Fruit of the Loom when I introduced their boxer briefs. I mean, we could go on all dates, all different kinds. I mean, I don't know where the next great thing, when Jill called me and said, you're going to be on Liquid Lunch, I thought that was the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking too when we heard we were going to have the Naked Cowboy. But I do want to ask you this. I know you've been on Liquid Lunch before. John's brother Derek is the man on the street. I remember seeing him watching at the North Pole where you did a little song for the audience. Before you break into song, Is there anything, I see you have that great Make America Great Again flag behind you. We saw a rousing speech by Vice President Pence the other day. Are you still holding out hope that we can get another 4 years of Donald Trump?
Well, I imagine just like every other major Trump supporter, I'm 100%, and it just constantly feels like, oh, I don't know. It just seems like it's over. But on January 6th, I'll be in Washington, D.C., in my underwear, boots and hat, Trump guitar, Trump underwear. It's, supposedly that's going to be the big date when they send the electoral votes right to the, where they actually count them in Congress, and Pence is in charge of. You hear so much. I think that's the gist of it. When Donald Trump concedes, I'll concede. I haven't been over the top supporting Trump.
Understood. I think we at the North Pole are taking the same position.
We're going to see what happens, and again, if he doesn't, I'm sure he'll still be somewhere, and he'll still be
leading
again.
the charge.
I really like it. It's that simple. But
I think
again,
half the country loves him, and no president in history has got 10 million more votes in their reelection campaign. Donald Trump is the only one, and most of them go down in their second term. He got 10 million more votes, so his popularity actually went up. But somehow Joe Biden has been cast as more charismatic than the Messiah himself, Barack Obama. So it's a very, very strange. Let me ask you this. I'm receiving a lot of feedback from our audience out there with questions. And one in particular has come to me that you said only your nipples get cold, but people are asking if you have to put a little sock on Woody.
I said, when I said, they asked me if I'm freezing, I say just my nipples, and I say all three of them. But all day long, people say, why don't you put a sock in? And I'm like, what? Another one?
Yeah. What do you think's down there, buddy? Is it an anklet or is it a knee-length sock?
If that were me, I'd be out here.
Well, Cowboy man, you are quite the iconic fellow. Not many people, obviously no people, could conjure up an idea that they can turn a street performer into a multi-million-dollar business. And I know sometimes people will malign you and they say, that guy's a wacko, he's standing in the street naked. But to me, if I go to Times Square and I don't see the Cowboy there, I start to get worried and wonder, where is he? Why isn't he around? And you're like a mainstay. You're like the Statue of Liberty. If you don't see the Cowboy, something may be wrong. So thank you for doing that for all of us, because you are quite a symbol of integrity and hard work, if nothing else.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My brother, I don't know if you have you're always ready with a quick tune, but if you have a little tune on the way out, that would be wonderful, and Mrs. Claus would love it very much.
Well, I'm the naked cowboy here with liquid lunch. Please don't forget to spike your punch. I'm the naked cowboy here with liquid lunch. Please don't forget to spike your punch.
Mr. Cowboy, you are one hell of a human. You are one hell of an American, and you're certainly one hell of a person for young people to look up to and find a way through determination and hard work to provide for your family and those you love. We love you, my brother. Thank you very much for joining us today. Merry Christmas and God bless you.
You too. Thank you very much.
Mr. Naked Cowboy himself. And believe me when I tell you, I have a number of things in the sleigh that are going straight to the Cowboy's house. One of them is a pair of pants, but I don't think he'll wear them. Okay. We will take a quick break now. We'll come back in just a few more minutes with some feats of strength, some airing of grievances, and our very special Naughty or Nice list. And I tell you, one person, Al Cedio, is on the nice list because he just called Santa to let us know that we had a technical problem, and Al saved us. Thank you. You just went from the bad to the good, Al. Congratulations. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more Liquid Lunch right after this.